Hello and welcome, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us on the B to Z podcast for part 2, episode 2 of season 2, our interview with Derek Billingsley and Kevin Childs. Again, thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of this episode.
As crazy and wild as we were,
yeah.
And
But kids aren't even like that.
we took a quick break at the BZ podcast, and we're bringing it back in with our two guests, Derek Billingsley and Kevin Childs. And man, I've really liked the episode so far.
Yeah, the episode's been really good.
Yeah, we're gonna start wrapping it up with some stories from you guys. Who wants to go first with a good memorable story from your long career so far?
A good, memorable story.
Yeah.
What about give me a story about adversity.
Adversity.
Yeah.
this guy.
That's a deep story.
Yeah, that's way deeper than I was
the
thinking.
night Brandon, right? He started a little fucking, and now he's fucking wants to ask me some wild shit.
Adversity?
Yeah, some a point where you were like, fuck.
Fucking.
I can't believe I made it through that shit.
That's fucking.
Or fuck you guys.
Or something totally fun. It can be something totally fun. Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right.
I don't even know what you guys are looking at. What kind of story you want? You want some just
Give
party
us a story
shit?
of when you're green and you're trying to prove yourself. Did you ever have to do anything to prove yourself in the tattoo shop?
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, fuck my apprenticeship. But I just got into yeah. I mean, there's times I had to walk and get food, and if the food was cold, I had to walk back and get it again.
100%.
Yeah, he's not gonna remember he did that. I'm gonna fucking tell him he did that.
Yeah, dude, it was even simple. It's like, hey, I don't want onions, and if it came with onions, motherfucker, you're going back to make it right. Like,
yeah,
I don't care, whatever, you're going.
Yeah,
you know, dude, they had me
throwing people out of the shop.
Oh, 100%. My mentor was like, oh, I don't want to deal with this guy. Get him the fuck out of here. And I was a hot-headed 18-year-old. Next thing you know, I'm slamming dude's head against the counter, beating up a tweaker in fucking Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? It's just like, I didn't tell you to beat his ass. You know what I mean? Like, but he was like, handle it. Mm-hmm. So that happened all the time. But yeah, like I would fucking, they made me wear a bikini in front of the shop.
I never had to do that
Guest
shit.
artist rode his Harley down from wherever the fuck he was coming from. I had to wash his white wall tires.
No shit.
In a bikini in front of the shop. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I wanted a tattoo so fucking bad.
Dude, I hope there's no pictures of that.
I don't give. I hope
It's gotta be. That can't be pretty.
there's no pictures for sure.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Bro, I was fucking, what's so dumb back then? You know, I was fucking 18. Yeah. It was totally different.
He's all selling it up.
Yeah, this bikini.
He's all, fuck you.
Fresh out of
He's all,
football
you
and shit.
want to see those pictures.
that's
right.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I don't, dude. I mean, yeah, we had all that shit we had to do, man. Yeah.
They suspended me.
I used to have to pick. I remember too, just getting picked, having to pick them up. Like they're drunk. Like, hey, where you at? Come get me. Yeah, okay.
My mentor, right? His wife at the time, she would call, hey, where the fuck's Tony at? I'd be like, I'd be at home asleep. I don't know. I fucking hang up the phone. Oklahoma City, there's an area where there's all these strip clubs, and I knew that's exactly where the fuck Tony was. So I'd have to go, and I wasn't even old enough to get in there. Because in Oklahoma, I think the strip clubs were 21. I think it was like topless only. It was very like Bible Belt. They weren't crazy at all, right? But you'd go in, and I'd be like, is Tony here? Tony, y'all seen him? No. You'd make your way all the way down there, and you'd end up finding him, and he'd be in there doing some wild shit. I'm like, get in the fucking car. We got to go. I'm taking my grown-ass mentor home while his wife's calling me, looking for me. You know what I mean? Just like, this dude he was wild. Like, he would be fucking drunk all the time. I remember we would repaint. This dude would everything match, right? He'd have diamond plate with this color, with that color. Then he would paint
Diamond plate.
Yeah, he would paint his fucking Tahoe that was lowered to match.
Oh shit.
The way he painted the shop. Then I repainted the front of this shop 2 or 3 times with this dude. And there was a liquor store across the street. This fool would drink like a 30-pack
Gee.
by himself
During the day.
at night. Me and him would be painting the front of the shop.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many fucking times.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking madman, you know?
That's rad.
But then he stopped.
See, the neighborhood that I started in over there in Fontana was off of Palmetto and Foothill. You guys know that spot? It's like over at Walmart.
Yeah.
Man, there's shit all the time. I'll tell you, the girl came out of the ceiling one time. So there was this little, it's fucking crazy. There's this little,
I go started like
there's this little dude. He was like Armenian or something. He owned a smoke shop right next door, and the ceilings were all like tiled together, right? Yep. So they all connect every
Those
building.
T-bar ceilings, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the time, I was like probably the biggest dude in there. I think at the time,
So
I drank a lot.
Little fuckers then, huh?
Little dudes, yeah, just whatever. But So anyways, we're out there drinking because we do that. Shop would get slow and we fucking get tall cans and just drink in front, just watch what the fuck was going on in the parking lot. And so little Armenian dude closes up, but there was like a clinic right next door and they had all these little nurses in there and shit. So he snagged one of them and pulled it in there, right? And they're hanging out. He locks up the shop. And we're like, hey, fuck, good for this dude. You know what I mean? Half hour later, dude, car pulls up hot, stops. And it's his wife. And kids are in the back seat. Gnarly. And she's yelling, banging on the door. Fucking, open up. I know you got her in there. And we're just like watching, dude. And she starts yelling at us. She's like, where's that motherfucker? And I told her, I'm like, hey, we're not in this, dude. Like, we're just like, that's your business, right? So it's going on for a while. We're just watching. She's like, you motherfucker. Well, the dude opens up the door. And he's like, you crazy bitch. What are you doing? And we're like, what? He lets her in. I'm like, what the hell? He stuffed her somewhere. He stuffed her somewhere. Oh. And I don't know if my mentor, this guy Rudy, I'm going to put him on there, Rudy Martinez, great tattooer. But he somehow gets this idea. I don't know if he's done this shit before, but he goes, hey, that chick's in the roof. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know this game already.
Dude, so we run to the back of the shop and we stand on this, there's this bookshelf, stand up, sure enough, dude, this chick's up there, no bra, just a bra, no shirt, and she's perched up like a fucking owl in the ceiling. Yeah, and I look up and she's like looking down, and they're all, and you know, I'm the apprentice, so goes, get up there. I go, what do you mean get up? What do you mean get up? What do you mean get up there? He's all, get up there and get her down. I'm like, fuck. So I had to crawl on this little bookshelf thing, hoping the fucking thing didn't cave in, put her on my shoulder and bring her out. Sure enough, and she sits down, and she's right, her response, she goes, hey, I'm the whore. And we go, we know, want a beer? It's like straight up. I think she ended up partying the rest of the night. I won't tell you what else happened, but she ended up partying the rest of the night, and man, that shit was everyday occurrence there all the time. Man, that guy one time, I was opening the shop at like 11. That guy was crazy. I kind of missed that dude. I was opening at 11, and his shop was already open. Dude, I'm unlocking the door. I'm probably hungover. I'm unlocking the door, and all of a sudden, some kid comes flying out of his shop, whoom, and starts running. Dude, this motherfucker comes out with a big ass Desert Eagle looking thing. And he's waving. He's like, you motherfucker, yelling like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's too early for the shit. What? And he fucking looks at me. He's like, motherfucker. And he gets in his car as a Mercedes and bombs down the street after him. Yeah. Shit was like that all the time. I love that. That area was just something always happened.
Yeah. There's something about like the thrill of it. Shops. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I see them.
And it's because they're always put in a certain spot too, right? Like they're always zoned next to shit like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It attracts it for sure. Yeah. There's parts of it where you're like, man, that shit was fun, right?
Yeah. Newport had another good one too.
There's kids nowadays that are tattooing that have no idea. That sounds terrifying to them. They would quit tattooing immediately.
Oh,
they
dude.
Have any of these interactions
that
we're laughing about. Right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
you know, like,
for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck. Here's a story. Dallas, right? This shop was on the second floor. And we were open until midnight. A lot of times 1, 2 a.m., right? Busy shop, Artistic Encounter. They have a few actually, they had a few locations. I think they just they're down just in Deep Ellum now, one location. But we're in the shop and this Mexican dude, like obviously heavy like gang member type dude. He walks in. He's just like staring at the walls, and we're all look like what the fuck? And it's like getting late, midnight or so. We're like, "Fuck's this fool doing?" And he just starts saying, "He's like, oh, I'm about to fuck this place up." We're like, "Oh, you're about to what?"
Calm like that?
So then he walked into the owner of the shop, Billy Jack. He had his own his own room, private area.
Yeah.
And he randomly walked into his area saying he was gonna fuck his room up.
Yeah.
So needless to say, someone gets on the horn, has to call the cops. I'm not calling the cops, but I'm going in there and I'm like, hey dude, you gotta get the fuck out. And he starts to act crazy. So 3 or 4 of us end up having to pack this dude out, right? The cops show up as we're beating this dude's ass. And dude was on PC something. Yeah. Was like a fucking wild animal. Couldn't, you know what I mean? Literally like would have cradled most of the dudes. This dude was just like fucking taking it, still getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
Anyways, the cops end up showing up, grabbing this fool. Next thing you know, we're standing on the, because I said we're on the second floor, we're standing looking down the balcony, and the cops have him on the ground. The cops are having to fuck this dude up. Because the dude tried to pull the cop's gun. Oh my God.
That's wild.
I'm like, this dude just walked in, hell bent, fucking this
That was
place
gnarly.
up. And none of us were down with it. We were like, you're doing nothing.
No.
No, we're going to fuck you up.
gnarly.
I don't know what you think this place is, but this wasn't the spot to come in here and act like.
He said the same thing to the cops too. We'll fuck you guys up too.
Funny.
And then we look down and they're fucking him up. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Like,
That's awesome.
but there was just wild shit all the time. Like,
Yeah, it's just funny too. And drunk ones. I remember in Newport, a really funny one I had was we were slamming one night, dude. Shop's full, and this little Asian dude comes in. He's like, "I want a tattoo." Just being obnoxious. And one of the girls that worked there, she's okay because he kept saying, "Okay, I'll tattoo you." So she draws a big dick on this guy's back, huge, right? No big deal with a Sharpie. We're all laughing. He's all right, cool, and he fucking takes off. Well, he goes to the bar and I guess starts showing people, right? So they're laughing at him like, "You got a dick on your back," you know? And so he comes back in. He's like, "Hey, who put dick on me?" You know what I mean? Like, who did this, right? And we're laughing like, "Hey, it's cool," because it's a chick anyways.
And it's
It was a
Sharpie,
girl.
right?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
But he was hammered. The dude was out of his mind, right? So he's going off. He's yelling and yelling. Finally, the owner, this dude Kareem I worked for, cool guy. He trains and shit. So he's got a short fuse with that shit. He bolts up to the front right away, grabs this dude, uses his body to get through the front door, pushes him out, and so we all follow, right? We all want to see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So the guy's yelling like, "Nah, who put dick on my back?" You know, this and that. And the guy, that Cream's been cool. He's like, "Just get the fuck out of here," right? And so I get next to Cream, and Cream starts shoving him and shit and laughing. And the guy gets back on the curb, and then I shove him off the curb, gets back on the curb. We're like, "Hey, dude, just get out of here," you know? Well, all of a sudden, this taxi cab pulls up, stops, leaves his cab in the street, 2-lane highway, walks over, and he's like, "Why'd you do that to my friend?" We're like, "Dude, who the fuck are you? You know, like, who are you?" And the guy's like, "You guys did that to my friend." So Kareem starts shoving him, telling him to get in his cab. I shove the other guy, like, "Go this way." Shit's going. People are grabbing me, grabbing him. It's going. Well, he gets on the cab driver, gets on the phone. "I'm calling the cops. You guys are harassing him, right?" It's hilarious. Gets on and you can hear the guy talk. He goes, "Yeah, I'm out front of the tattoo shop, and these guys are at what? Yeah, I had a little bit to drink." Right? He tells him that, right? It's hilarious, right?
Oh, shut up,
It's
dude.
hilarious. So we start dying. Well, anyways, the cops, the cops go, yeah, dude, it's hilarious. The cab's chilling right there. Cops pull up, they pull down the street a little bit. And Asian dude takes off. He runs over there and he shows him his back. And from a distance, we can see the cops laughing, right? He turns around, the cops are like,
laughing too.
God, dude, cracking up. And he comes back and they start talking to us. So what happened is, the guy's drunk, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, dude, they cuff up the taxi driver, take him in for a DUI, impound his taxi.
geez.
And all he had to do was mind his own fucking business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was pretty awesome. I love that story. It was
Now
so
we got
much
stories
fun.
going. I got another one with Dallas. Because that was when I was young, right? I was like early 20s. This is back in the day we were talking about earlier. Dudes come just chill at the shop. Shit was always cracking off. Something was happening. Somebody was fighting. Somebody was partying. Whatever. There's something going on, right? So this one of our good clients, good buddy of ours. He rode a Harley. He rode a bike, and so he would come by and just hang out all the time. Well, this was in a big shopping center, right? So at the end of the shopping center, there was some type of club kind of thing, a restaurant, just any and everything you could have thought, think about in a shopping center was there. So this dude, he'd be down at the end getting something on the bike, and instead of going out onto the street, he would just drive through the shopping center to get to the tattoo shop and come hang out. Well, across the street from the shop was some not so nice apartments, right? Wasn't in a good part of Dallas, right? So there was always undesirables walking around, right?
Yeah.
And so this one day, dude, shit was hilarious. Anyways, so he's at the end of the shopping center. He starts to make his way down on the bike. He's making his way down on the bike, and there's a dude walking in the middle of basically where you're supposed to drive. There's parking spots. There's obvious areas where you're supposed to be driving, and this dude's walking, and he's swishing. He's got the purse. He's fucking
Oh, yeah.
super flamboyant gay black dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so my homie's just like, "Fuck you, dog, get the fuck out the way." So he revs
Rest
the
it
bike.
up, yeah.
And the dude looks back at him and still swishing. He's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker," right? And my homie's just got out the army. He loved to scrap. So he immediately said, "Hey, fuck you, faggot!" Like, you know what I mean? Immediately, like, no big deal, right?
Sets the bike down.
And bro sets the bike
Yeah.
down, walks off.
Dude,
And
that was
we're out
fun.
front of the shop, like we're talking about hanging out. Everyone's outside if you're not tattooed. Like our shop, you hang out, you bullshit. Some dude smoke, whatever. We're hanging out front. We look down the way, and we see homie out there. I'm like, we already know what's going to happen. Don't do it. Don't do it to this boy, right? Bro, as soon as my homie gets off the bike and starts getting ready to that dude stops swishing. Like, you know what I mean? he immediately was like, "What's up, dog? What's up?" He lost the gay. It was gone. And was like, we scrap it.
Locked in.
And my homie beat his ass. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, that was the first time I was like, oh, he's not.
That could have been a life-changing moment right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Because I was like, this dude's probably been fucked with his whole life.
Yeah.
In that hood, right?
And you were just waiting to see, like, you did not want to have to tell your boy you got his ass kicked.
Yeah,
Just waiting for it.
But I already knew. I was like, this fool's gonna fuck this dude up. But it diffused, yeah.
You know, that's the thing about Newport that I enjoyed, man. Newport is a very nice city, right? We all been down there. It's really nice. There's a dark part of that town, man. People party, and it gets dark down there, dude.
Oh, there's copious amounts of cocaine.
Everything. Oh,
That's a big part of this.
Copious amounts.
Yeah.
Dude, it's insane.
Main factor.
I think there was always something. That town, there was always something cracking off, man. People would fist fight and fall through the window of the shop. I remember one time, it was my first year, we were out there for 4th of July. And my boss is like, you got a beach cruiser? I'm like, yeah. He's like, 4th of July cracks. It's like, we're going to go down the peninsula. I'm like,
It does, though.
It does. It's wild. It's absolutely crazy.
It's insane.
It's absolutely crazy. But I remember we're riding down. We're pulling up next to the shop, and there's a dude just pissing on the door. And Krim locks it up, gets off his bike, kicks the dude right in the ass. Boom! And he falls, pees all over himself. He's like, what the hell, man? Get the hell out of here. I'm like, dude, what the hell? I liked it down there, man. I have a lot of good times in that area, man.
Yeah, our
lot of
bums are
good
pretty
times.
calm.
Our bums are calm.
Well, it's different now, right? When we were early on, what was the drug of choice? It was meth. It was speed. It was cocaine. It was uppers. Motherfuckers were trying to get froggy. Now they're on fentanyl, heroin. They're borderline about to die as they're walking around.
Yeah.
They're of no threat to us, you know?
Yeah.
Until they are.
You had a chick trying to talk to me the other day. Did you see her?
She's trying to talk to you? Talk to you?
Trying to holler at old double chocolate.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, shit.
But, no.
Is she a regular? Is she a regular around there?
He said no. Huh? She a bum?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, bum.
She's looking for Derek. So,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm the
no.
plug. Straight edge drug
The
dealer,
sober
you know?
guy? Yeah.
no.
So what happened?
No, she just came and sat by me, and I was like, I just acted like I was working.
Did you
intently.
just,
I-
oh, really? You didn't stay there?
Oh, yeah, no.
I thought you were gonna
I don't
put
believe
his
you.
arm around her.
No, I didn't.
I don't
stay.
believe you.
I stayed there. I stayed there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was chilling.
Because that's one thing I noticed
I'm
about
so
you working with you.
crazy.
Is you will talk. Like there's times you'll start talking to a
lean
motherfucker, and
in.
I gotta walk away because I'm like, Brandon's gonna get this motherfucker going, and I don't want to hear it.
I lean in.
You do.
I lean
he'll
in.
get
You
life
entertain
story.
it. He
Oh, you
entertains
got a
it.
good
Just
story?
so you know, I'm right
Which one?
there. Like, just so you know, like for the hood dudes,
Yeah.
like
He
there's some
ended
dudes
I ended
that
up
come.
tattooing him because of him.
There's some dudes that come in, and I want you to know.
Yeah.
I just want you to know. So I lean in rather than like the dudes that are disrespectful to Incap. Incap is like that's my boy, that's my mentor.
Yeah.
So that's like part of me is just like, oh, you're acting foolish. Yes, you may, but I lean in rather than lean back because reserve Brandon or the old Brandon, I struggled with confrontation. So I'd either fight you or I would just fucking wouldn't deal with it at all. So now I just
Oh, really?
You almost enable it if you don't address it, right? If you allow them to act crazy.
and I just try and treat them as
yeah.
best as
Hey,
possible.
So you're asking stories. I'm asking you.
See, I can't do that.
What?
The main story that we all laugh about, right?
Which one?
Since he's been here.
Which one?
Lars.
Man.
Oh, Lars.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
tell
felt
the
bad
Lars
for you.
story.
I felt bad for you on the Lars story, man.
That was messed up.
I felt bad only because I was
tell
like,
it.
dude, this fool just fucking started
Tell
here.
it.
He doesn't deserve this.
Yeah, it was messed up. So it was like what, day 3 maybe?
It was
first
early-
week.
First week.
First week.
It was first week, and
I think it was towards
I
the
did.
end of the night.
You know, this chick called in. She was like, "Yeah, I want to come down." You know, I have my kids. I was like, "Yeah, if they're cool, fine." I was like, "They'll have to sit in the lobby. If
They
they're cool,
sucked.
Whatever."
They fucking sucked.
Hood ass kids jumping all over the.
He called them little baby's kids.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
They were baby's kids.
I kept
They were
having
like,
telling the one to go
when-
around the other side.
When they wrote that theme, that was the kids that they were talking about, and you know they were leaning back in the chair. They were doing all of this stuff. So she wanted to get her boyfriend's name on her face, right?
Dude's locked up. Dude's locked up.
Dude's locked up. I got a brother that's been locked up for 25 years, so I
Yeah.
know the game very, very
sure.
well. I know it very well. Like she's a pawn in his little scheme. She's whatever. That's his only little account to the street. Whatever, titty pictures, all of that. Whatever she's doing, sneaking it in. You know, putting it, hooping.
Yeah.
Prison wallet.
He's got a good hit.
All of that stuff. Anyways, so where was I at? I got
The kid.
She
came in. She came in, got the face tattoo.
Oh, so she came in. She's like, "Oh, I don't want to get my man's face or my man's name on my face." And I'm like, "Man, you don't want to do that." She looked like somebody who would already had it. There you go. That's a good way to describe her. She looked like somebody who would already had something.
For sure.
She's in here referencing Blueface and I want to get this and that and the other. And
she didn't just want it.
Yeah.
She fucking wanted it.
And
she wanted it big, dog.
And she's getting mad
very
at me because
apparent.
I'm trying to keep it small on her because I know
Tasteful.
everybody
Look nice
regrets
on her,
these
yeah.
things.
Little-
I have
See,
a
I wasn't there
daughter.
for that. I saw the
Well,
aftermath.
because this
I have
was
a
in
daughter.
Night. It was on a Tuesday, so it was just me
She's
and Brandon.
getting mad at me. I'm like, you don't want to do that. She's like, you're not going to defy my love to my
But he
man.
was genuinely looking out for
And
this
he's
chick.
on the phone.
He's FaceTiming her.
He's on the phone the whole time. And she's like, Derek's like, just do whatever the fuck she wants. And she's like, yeah. And she
Well,
then
because
she,
who am I to say don't get a fucking face tat? I'm like, fuck it, tattoo this shit.
And she's like, she gets all hyped
Yeah.
up. And I'm like, all right,
Okay.
fuck it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck it. I'm about to. Ooh,
You still
ain't
did
gonna
it.
be
You
able to
still
lace
did
it.
it tasteful size. It
I
still
did it.
wasn't.
I did it.
crazy.
She wanted it.
She wanted it
From her
fucking.
whole,
That was
from her
nasty.
sideburn.
That was
down to the
tasteful?
bottom of her
That
dog.
was not tasteful. That shit was
She
big
wanted
as
it
fuck.
fucking big, dog. Like a big.
See, I saw
that's
the
what he
aftermath
said.
of it.
He was
Wow.
like, "Oh."
So I
you'll
do
have
the
a sideburn.
tattoo. I put it on her left side, so the lettering, the back side of the lettering is on.
So it's facing forward.
Yeah,
Because the L
it's
is
facing
facing
forward.
forward.
L's only go
And
one
the
way.
R is facing
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's facing forward. You could have it on both sides. That's the way
Totally.
you do it on this side.
Yep.
That's the proper way. I do the tattoo. She's fucked up the whole time. She's rude. She doesn't like me. She likes Derek.
For some reason, she likes me. I'm like, I don't know
I'm
what
trying.
I did.
But
We're
I'm
just
still
trying to get her in and try to get her out. Trying to close the
Give her
shop.
good service.
Let her make some money.
Yeah.
Because she's the type of chick, bro. Honestly, normal people, I would have been like, "Hey, will you grab your kid?
Yeah.
Your kid's being mad disrespectful." She was the type of person that was like, it
would-
would be a whole fucking scene.
Yeah.
That me and him both were like,
Let's just fucking
handle the
get her in
tattoo,
and
make
get
your
her
money,
out.
dog.
Yeah,
let's
let's
close
go.
this bitch up. Let's get the fucking. Let's.
So I do
lesser
the
two
tattoo.
evils.
I come back in the next day. All these guys are fucking tattooing, laughing, and McCharles. What did McCharles? He said, "Hey,
I had to deal with her.
No, we all did. McCharles said, "Did you do a tattoo?
did you do a tattoo
backwards
yesterday backwards?" And I thought,
to see what you would say?"
and I was like, "Nah." I was like, I did a name on the face, and he was like, well, which way is the face? And I was like, this way,
The way letters go
The right
And he
way.
was like, okay, good. And I was like, because she just came back in, giving
for
everybody
30
shit.
minutes.
No way.
30 minutes. Each one of us had to say our part.
Throwing a fit.
The next day.
100%.
She said,
and I even told her,
all my friends have the tattoo and his face in the other. And me and him both looked at her and said, well, all your friends
Are
have
wrong.
backwards fucking tattoos.
and it was clean as fuck. I even told her, I'm like, well, because she looked, she'll look at it, and I'm like, it's clean.
Right.
She's like, oh, but it's wrong. I'm
So
like,
then I started explaining.
No, it
I'm like,
ain't.
I have lettering in the same fucking spot.
yo, look at
What
mine.
does it say?
Oh, yeah.
Look
It
at
says
mine.
respect and it says loyalty. It doesn't
What'd
say
she say?
anything else. And she was like,
No, she
I don't-
kept
I don't-
arguing. She
I
kept
don't- well,
arguing.
I'm not from here.
no. So she kept arguing.
yeah.
And then I said, well, that's how lettering goes. She's like, well, I'm not from here. Y'all are from California. I'm not from here. I'm like,
No,
you
my
say,
my exact word was, I'm pretty sure it's the same way across the U.S.
we all speak fucking English. It took an innocent bystander of one of the clients getting tattooed, her friend or mom, whoever it was,
She took a picture.
this lady was an angel. We were fed up. I said my
Everybody
part. I'm
went
like,
silent
this chick
on her,
is
yeah.
fucking retarded. I can't. I have nothing to do with this. All right.
It was
This lady
wild.
took a photo and then showed her. And showed
She was
her
looking
that
at the mirror image, wasn't she?
Well, she
And-
FaceTimed
yes.
her dude in prison, and the
he
guy
was
was
giving her
getting
shit.
mad because it was backwards in the FaceTime.
You fucking bitch. You know what I mean? Like, gassed her up.
Yeah.
She went in there. When it finally clicked, bro, she goes, oh, sorry, guys. See you later. And just walked out. Like, she didn't just rip into... She
For
was
about a
like
half hour.
fucking
Yeah, she's
full
like,
on.
well,
Yeah, she was
I
going
guess
off.
it's right. And I'm like, what the fuck?
But we all
that was
said-
the wildest interaction.
We all said we were so thankful that Brandon did the tattoo because she would have pulled the race card immediately.
She was
You white
wild,
motherfucker.
dude.
She
She
was
was
that type. Like,
wild.
she would have fucking flew off the handle.
She didn't like anybody.
She didn't.
She was.
I felt for you because I think what
Lars.
she,
And that was the name. That's
Lars.
what Lars. Lars.
Of
Lars is
some
what she
hood
wanted.
rat Lars.
She wanted Lars Costello. That's why she wanted it big. She wanted Lars Costello.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
I'd have fucking told her no.
First week.
I felt for you on that, dude. I was just like, I can't believe this dude just started and has to deal with that
It
shit.
didn't sound real when she came in because I was like, I saw him do the tat. It said Lars.
Yeah, it looked
There was
good.
nothing
It was
to
solid.
discuss. Yeah.
It was solid.
I stopped
But it was
making
hilarious.
those decisions for people. If you want to get a tattoo, as long as you're like sane.
Same mind,
or,
for sure.
We're
We're not their dad, right?
Yeah, I'm not here.
I think you come in, you
I'm
tell me
not
exactly
here
what you
to
want. I'm like, you know every
determine
repercussion.
your future.
See, dude, I still feel like I have some of that old school in me where I don't do that. Like
You did say some shit. You were like, if somebody were to fucking tattoo my daughter on the face.
oh,
like
I'm
that,
fucking, I'm that shop's going
fucking
down. Yeah.
going.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm burning that motherfucker down.
Right. And
I
it
think
made me think too. And I was like, so does that make me bad in this situation? I was like, does that make me bad? Because
no, I think that's everybody's got their
right.
own moral on it. But what I'm saying is I still have a little bit of that, you know, only because of how acceptable it is. All these kids are getting their fucking faces tattooed now. And whatever, dude, I'm not your parent. I don't give a shit. But I do give a shit a little bit because I'm like, dude, you don't even have a sleeve and you want me to tattoo your face? I came up that way, like in the shop I was getting tattooed, my uncle's shop, you know, Lucky's down in San Diego. I remember going into him and I didn't have a full sleeve and I'm like, hey, do my hand. He's like, what the fuck? No, dude. You nerd.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get some sleeves first. You need to get some body tattoos first before you start getting your hands.
Well, that was a total rite of passage. Like my mentor
Right.
gave me the grace, hey dog.
And
you're
even-
tattooing, you can get your hand.
Dude,
done.
and even then,
Like,
I think my uncle would look at me right now and still be like, you still don't have enough torso tattoos to have your neck in your hand.
Yeah.
That's just how it was. You know what I mean? And so when I see these young kids do that, I mean, I could take your money all day long, but it ain't worth it to me. I you know, I don't want you to regret that. I don't want you to come back and be like, oh, you did this to me. I don't want to deal with that. I want to have a little bit
I'm
of
in a
click
tricky
on it.
situation because how can I tell someone anybody? Like, oh,
You're all blast on your face.
Yeah, I'm fucking covered everywhere. So it's like, well, what do I, you know? They're going to get it regardless. I learned this a long time ago. You tell them no, this at the 30, try to educate them, try to look out for them, blah, blah, blah. They go get it somewhere else, and they're coming back to you to fix it, recover it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather
That's
give
fine.
you
They can go
the
somewhere else and
best
get it.
quality tattoo I can. But it all depends on the scenario. You come in, you're asking about this on your arm, this on your leg, blah, blah, blah. You go down the gamut, and all of a sudden, what about this on my face? Fuck off. Go think about it.
Yeah, 100%.
You come in and tell me, I want this image, boom, 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 right here. You got a decent amount of cool. I'll tattoo your fucking face. I'm not going to tell you no. I've whip shaded on face. I've done fucking tattoos on faces, right? I come from the hardcore scene, dude. I had my first face tattoo. I was 18 years old. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know? But hindsight, even still as, you know, in the industry I am, it's perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine. There's times where I think about lasering off every single face tattoo just to be able to be just a normal person.
And honestly, I think
showing
that's
up to
going
the
to come
kids'
around.
school.
I think that's going to
And,
start happening.
And just being more, I guess, conservative about it.
But, dude, I
wish
think-
I could just take all the head, my whole head's tattooed, all the neck, and just fill in the little gaps that I have left. I don't have a lot, but the tattoos I do have here would fill it in. I'd be good. I'd rather.
I think
not
that's
have
going to
them.
start happening too. I think a lot of
think
people
so.
that are doing that shit are going to
More
do the same thing
tasteful,
you're saying.
Maybe a sparrow, just real subtle. Like it used
Yeah.
to. But I was a young kid. I was angry at the world. I didn't give a fuck.
And see, those are the
you
kids
know?
I'm not trying to fucking do that to, and I think
Right.
that's
But
just
I was different 'cause
morality
I
to
was
me.
in a tattoo
Yeah.
shop, so they were like, "Fuck."
Well, yeah, and half these kids aren't. I'm like, dude, what do you do for work? They're like, dude, I work at Chick-fil-A. I'm like, what the fuck?
shit.
Yeah, dude, that's not a career, homie. Yeah, like you got a long time, dog. You know what I mean? Like, hold out a
It's
bit.
definitely a case by case thing.
For sure.
I'm definitely not.
I just came up that way with it, and that's
Totally.
just how I look at it, you know. And like I said, like he said, if my daughter goes in there and somebody does that shit, dude, you better fucking be gone by the time I
1000%,
find it. Yeah,
for sure.
not gonna deal with that shit, dude.
And I agree.
Hey, Lars,
You
hey,
know, your boy, hey, I'm the wrong one. You know, at the end of that rainbow. You know
was
what
the
I
wrong
mean?
one.
Yeah. Like,
Shit was funny though.
yeah, that was a fucked up story. Closing out, roundups. I do want to mention that these guys just did a killer set of Flash collaboration. 6 sheets?
Six
Yeah,
sheets.
six
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 sheets. That'll
sheets.
be up for sale real soon here. If you guys
Yeah,
want
we're
to
gonna
check
run
those out.
We're gonna run some print sets of all that.
Yeah,
Just so because I constantly I have sets of Flash. Never done a full set with any other artist before.
so special.
Yeah, Kevin should feel special. Nah,
I felt rusty, dog. Is what I felt. I felt rusty. Is what I
you
felt.
needed a little motivation to get back. You know, there's periods of time where we're jaded or we're
This
busy.
he's a workhorse.
I'll fucking paint
Yeah, it's insane.
when I don't want to paint.
Dude, it's fucking
I'll paint
insane.
when I want to paint. It's I talked about it with the gym. You're building that discipline.
Oh yeah.
If you're waiting on motivation, you're not going to do fucking shit with your life. If you build it to motivate or build a discipline, you'll do what needs to be done fucking regardless. There's days I don't want to fucking look at a design or paint or do shit. But you know what I do? I fucking paint because that's what the fuck I'm supposed to do, right? So he was going through, creative things because it happens in tattooing. And so he got the itch, started doing a couple sheets on his own. I was like, hey, you want to do a split? Let's do split sheets. So we did 6 sheets together. We're actually starting on another set right now.
Yeah.
We're actually working on the front of the shop, typical flash setup, rows of flash.
Yeah, just make it from all of us.
How I was brought in, if something's on the wall, you better have fucking painted it. If you buy someone else's shit, that shit's for your house, right? Your shit is to help you make money. Yep. It's to make it look presentable. It's to say, yeah, everything on the walls, we fucking painted. We're artists. Why aren't you painting?
Which is honestly, dude, really, I don't think I've worked in a shop yet like that. I know HB was like that,
if you walk into a shop and be like, everything on the walls.
But even still, even looking at his shit on there, sometimes it's a little impressive, right?
That.
It's really nice.
It's actually impressive. Like when I started looking at it, I'm like, it's fucking impressive, and he's right, And I think that's what got me motivated to like.
It holds a lot of weight with people that don't even realize that it holds weight. They can't even fathom what that means.
Yeah.
You mean hand paint everything? You want to talk about putting your shop on a top tier level? I can only think of a couple, not even a handful,
too, because like
that do this.
They've started.
Smith Street 1 in New York is one of the only shops I know of that has done this, where it is all by the artist. Because back to what I was saying about the style, right? If you go into a shop and pick something out, whatever if that artist didn't do it, it's a watered down version of the real fucking thing, right? You know what I mean? There's originators and duplicators. Which one do you want? So I'm a firm believer that if you walk into the shop, we all got into tattooing to create shit. Why aren't you creating shit?
It's the reason for change. It's the reason you go to places.
It's how you develop a style. It's how you figure out color combos. It's how you figure out everything.
Them starting the timetable. Now, they started the 5. He's already has another row. And it's just like.
And I just did the biggest painting I've ever done right before that.
If you're in that shop, if you're at Breakthrough Tattoo right now, and you don't paint a row of flash, your stuff is good. You're going to look a little funny in there. 100%.
But even still, if you're not doing that,
look
at Ernie. That dude's crushing charcoal little sketches daily.
Oh, he's already thinking. He's got an idea of how he's going to lay his flash sheet out. It's inspiring all around. Dude,
Steve's painting again daily.
It's one of the things you can't
Ernie's
argue.
one that Ernie's one I'm very impressed with right now, too.
Dude.
Yeah.
Very impressed with Ernie right now.
His charcoal?
Yeah.
Even just his black and gray tattooing.
It's cool. And it's some people need that motivation. They need not even the motivation, the
discipline.
I don't know what it is.
It's like a discipline.
No, of course, but I'm saying
structure.
It wouldn't have started if other people weren't on that tip, right? But I've been on. I don't know how, but I've painted this way and tattooed this way my entire career.
And see, and I don't have anything to judge from it too, because I'm coming in and just trying to match the pace. But I didn't have a barometer.
But
of
how
what
long
it
did
was before.
you guys were betting on how long it was going to take me to do that 2 foot by 3 foot dragon?
I think
I did it in half the time.
Don't end it out without
biggest painting I've ever done. Which soon to do a lot more of those. I actually want to really take on a lot of the old traditional Japanese dudes who would do it. Chris has actually done a few, and really inspiring. I want to, because I have a decent amount of back pieces that I get to do. I really want to start doing the full painting of the back piece I'm doing. Right now, I do a full render on the fucking gay iPad. Cool, helps me out. It serves a great purpose, but it doesn't hold weight. Mm-hmm. Those things sit in the iPad one day. That shit will end up in the trash. But if I have a collection of all the back pieces, that this is for me. That tattoo, cool. I made good money. I helped pay some bills. We had fun with the kiddos. Took my wife out. Whatever. Awesome. But that painting will live with me and give to my son, and that shit will last for fucking ever. And it's at the end of the day, what do you want to leave the world? Like, your shit's gone. I want my kids to be like, look what my dad did. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like.
I remember I was leaving the shop one day and I was looking at some of the verbiage on some of his paintings because he uses words in poetry and some of the things.
Which is funny because I don't feel to be that way, but I guess
it is what it is, man.
I guess it does.
Yeah.
I think it comes from reading books and having I love history, and I think reading history stuff it inspires you for sure.
Yeah, so and getting to know him, I felt cool about this. I looked at one of the pieces within the shop and it was like a letter to his mom. His mom passed a year ago, and it's been heavy for him. And it was just and I came back in and I made sure to bring it up. I was like, hey, Like, is that for your mom? He's like, I don't know. And like that's
yeah, I do remember it. It's just lettering.
yeah.
It's a lettering piece. It's not even.
Yeah.
It's
Talking
on
about
a flat sheet.
the one on the corner closest to the walkway.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool piece.
It's a cool piece.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
But
they're definitely lethargic. I feel like at that
even
time,
to not
like,
think about
I
it,
didn't even think about it. It just
there's so
flowed.
much information that is brought upon your emotional pieces of art.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes into deciding to do this piece on this day at this time with the
It's
emotional
a time
level.
capsule.
100%.
And it is.
So when you guys tell me,
I don't even think about it.
I don't
but-
even think about it. I say, fuck that.
But I think that comes from
say
being
you do.
authentically me and,
Right.
and going through what I'm going through. Like, there's periods of times where things will resonate a certain way, and there's certain times where it's like, dude, this dude, you can tell he's going. And it's not like it's still traditional, but if you know me and like you're saying, you can pick up on it. It's like, oh, there's some weight
There's
going on.
There's
something
weight,
going on.
and it has to have that. Style. He hit very specific, style specific. I would say Kevin too. I know you.
I can still
disagree.
tell. Kevin will be
100%.
a gamut, but you can still
Tone
like I
and
said,
gray, black
like I
and
said,
gray.
It's how you talk. It's how you walk. That resonates in your tattooing, whether the subject matter is in a specific style or not. You can look at something and be like, oh, so-and-so did it. By how he shades. But like I tell people now, I don't even know how to shade other than how I shade now. Like if I were to try to do another style, it's going to look like I fucking did it
would look
traditionally.
weird.
No, it's just going to look like what I do.
Yeah, no, it would look weird.
Yeah.
It would look weird. I ask them that all the time. Hey man, if you switch your color palette, how would this work out? It wouldn't.
He said, "What am
I think,
It wouldn't.
I don't know. I feel like I could randomly do some random ass colors and it's still going to look because of how
It would
my
not
line
work,
weight, the
bro.
detail.
There's too much that goes into.
Maybe, yeah.
It is so refined at this point
Yeah.
because you're dealing with history too. You don't do anything past 1960.
Well, that's exactly why I use small lines. I used to use bigger lines. That was a trend, right? Everyone was doing this, doing that. And it's like, the reason you're doing that is because you're looking at a tattoo photo of a 50-year-old fucking tattoo. You're starting out with that same 50-year-old size line. What does that look like in 50 years?
Right.
A blob of garbage.
Right.
Then you start reading actual history about tattooing. And you're like, these fuckers were doing everything with the 3 and a 5.
Yeah.
It was detailed as fuck. Go look at Ben Corday. Go look at George Burkett. Go look at Almond Dietzel. Look at these dudes that were early tattooers.
Oh, even-
late 1800s,
even-
1900s. This shit looks like a fucking portrait. Damn near any lines,
Yeah.
but it's immaculate. But it so resonates that it's traditional.
Yeah.
That there's no arguing it. So it's like, well, it's just to strip it down and make it dumb as fuck to make it look traditional. That doesn't hold weight. I want my tattoos to look the best possible they can, and that's why I care so much about how they heal,
to serve its
how
history.
they age.
Yeah.
I want them to like look good forever. Like it's irresponsible at a certain point, depending on how you draw. If you draw really simple, you can get away with it.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can get away with it still.
But if you
I
do
think a
anything with
bold
these-
line still
yeah.
looks very clean to me. I still like a bold line. But he is right. You know what's
But
crazy?
that's newer.
No,
to
no.
me.
Well, even yeah.
That's
Well,
so Jerry.
well, even Japanese.
If you could get both.
If you could draw simple enough to pull it off, you can.
No, 100%. Even Japanese. I worked with this guy down in Newport. This guy named Bruce, and he would he did really. You know that fool, right? Yeah. He's a trip. That dude's a trip. I got some stories of that motherfucker too. Anyways, he was a great artist, and Japanese especially, and he would line full sleeves with a 3. Japanese with a 3. And I always tripped on that shit. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing, dude? Put a 5 in that motherfucker. Put a
Give me
7 in
5
that
years and what's it
motherfucker.
look like?
And that's what he said. He said, dude, because
Perfect.
he said by the time
perfect.
these lines expand, it's going to look great still.
You guys asked me on a back piece. Oh, what size line is that? Is it someone who's a little bit more slow in getting the back done. So 2-3 years age on it while you're working. Normally, I can get backs done 6 months to a year, depending on as long as the person's
Consistent,
active.
yeah.
Which most people are. I'm very thankful and very lucky in that. But he'll ask me, "Oh, what was that done with?" And I'm like, "It was done with this." And he's like, "Holy fuck!" I'm like, "Yeah." Not to mention, backs expand more than anywhere else. The lines get even bigger on a back. So it's like
That's what a lot of people.
you know,
Don't
certain people ask
understand,
me
yeah.
like, "Oh,
Well, I think there's a lot of
what
different
size
factors
line? Are
too,
you gonna do
though.
a bigger line
Health.
on the back?" I'm like, "Fuck no! I'm doing the same
100%.
size line, so it looks the same as every other tattoo.
No matter what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
A fine line tattoo on an older person doesn't work. On a
No.
younger person,
It's got to be big enough, right?
You know what I do on my 3? I run it slow.
You kind of have to.
Slow, so it just doesn't
Do you?
expand.
I run it I run fast as and hard. My machines are
you're
hard.
crazy, right? You're not like
That's another thing I do too that I don't know a lot. Yes, you know
I
what?
do too.
I think
the tip of the needle.
with
Like
everything.
calligraphy, me too.
But with everything I
Did
do.
you used to line with a brush paintings?
Back in the day. Now
Okay,
I'm lazy now. Yeah, I Sharpie
me
that
either.
shit.
Yeah,
but
because I think that helped me.
you know what? I
Lining with the
remember.
brush, putting down a certain amount.
Yeah, I remember tattooing when I was tattooing at 6 feet under. I don't know why I started doing that. I hang the needle a lot, and I remember I hang the needle like a motherfucker,
So
dude.
do I. That's why I spit it.
But I run them
Take
hard,
everywhere.
and I run them hard. And I remember one time Corey came behind me, and he's just like, it was like a bold 7, but it looked like a 5. He's like, how the fuck you getting that line to look like that? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you're running the tip, huh? And I do with every tattoo I do. And I think because of that, sometimes it holds up a little bit longer.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
but then I get
skin.
frustrated too because I'm like, fuck, this line's not as bold as I want it to be.
Yeah.
But I'm also not burying it. You know what I mean? But I have noticed when healing comes around, it usually heals
because it's gonna expand.
that way. It's gonna.
100%.
I just don't know any other way. You know, I don't know any other way with it.
I'm the same way with that. I use a tip as well, and it's funny because guys will be interested, and you work with people. You fucking are gonna steal things here and there. It naturally just
Fuck yeah, tattooing is all about stealing shit.
It happens. So
I don't give a fuck what anyone says, dude.
Dudes
All
will
these
work with me
original
and be like-
designs.
dudes will work with me and be
Took
like,
that shit from someone else.
oh, like what size liner? I'm like, I tell them, and I'm like, oh, you want to try one here? I'll give it to them, and they'll do the tattoo, whatever they're doing. Like, fuck, why do my lines not look like that? Mine's way bolder. I'm like, because I think they're riding the tip or riding the tube.
Riding the
You know, I
tube,
think
yeah.
they're burying it. I'm just barely grazing the skin.
Yeah.
Where are you guys headed in your career? What should people come to you to seek? Like, I want to go to Derek Billingsley and get what? Right
Well,
now.
it's obvious, right?
Kevin
The traditional
Childs.
stuff.
Okay.
I think larger scale stuff right now, honestly. So for a long time, I would, you would get people that want back pieces here and there, right? And you do some fucking laborious 8-hour session on this back, right? All the fucking lines, because I draw detailed. All the lines, and you never see that motherfucker again.
Yeah.
Because it was so painful. It was so traumatizing. It would last all fucking day. They would think then every other session from that point on would be that way.
So you want to do more back pieces.
Right. So
And
I
you?
started working with traditional Japanese dudes. And they would do, I'm talking like some dudes would do an hour session on the back to 4 hours, tops.
Yeah.
And ever since I shifted, so now I break up the outline on a back piece to 2 sessions, you know? So then each session is 3 to 4 hours.
That's how we
Anybody can handle 3 to 4 hours, right?
yeah.
work.
So
in
then
force.
I got to where, oh shit, I'm completing backs in 6 months. Then people can not only afford to get tattooed once or twice a month because
Make it a
you're
little
not
quicker.
doing 8 hour,
Yeah.
$1,600 sessions.
So
You're doing a little.
important.
And so then people are able to continue to
It's
chip
really
away.
so important
And it
to
helps
be,
so much to where now I really have fun with
accommodating
them.
to the finances of your clientele. It's very important.
Oh,
It's one of
that's
the
incredible.
aspects
With still
that
knowing your worth
that
as
never
well.
happens
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hold
especially
up.
right now.
I want to know where you're headed in your
My career,
what's next for you?
I'm actually not really sure. I feel like I'm at a little bit of a standstill with it. I just want to do good tattoos. I don't know. I feel like I'd like to eventually have my own thing going where I was able to at least express a little bit more of my art and
For sure.
tattooing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm just kind of going with the motions, man. I just want to do good tattoos. I would like to get a little bit more of a wider, more creative. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the same shit right now, and I don't know if that's because I did something well and they just keep coming back for that same thing.
Yeah. They get what they see. They see you
Yeah,
do
I think that's
something
what it
well.
is. You know what I mean?
If you want to curate a different approach, start posting different shit.
It was
If
funny
you don't
that,
want to do a tattoo, do not post it because you will fucking do it. If you don't like it, don't post it.
in the shop the other day, we were just kicking shit around. And Kev was like, "Man, I want to do more things within this niche." And Derek was fucking with him. He's like, "Yeah, you just got to start fucking up all the things that you don't want to do."
Yeah.
Those are
But-
the
Because
company.
nobody
Yeah.
wants that, right?
Yeah.
But
It
the
is a
problem
credit
is-
to you. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do a
yeah.
good tattoo, so they want that. Because I've gone through it. There was a.
It becomes a talent.
It does.
It becomes a talent being able to make anything look good, and he's good at it. Yeah, he uses his color. He uses his black and gray. He's got a lot of tricks. He's got a lot of tricks to the trade. So it's interesting to see. But I've also asked too, like, what is it you want to do? Tell him what you want to do. Like,
I don't know. You know why? Because I always thought, and even with Derek starting there, I was like, dude, I kind of want to do some fucking traditional like that.
Mhm.
But then every once in a while, dude, I like doing a cool black and like that angels. Remember the angels that did on the thigh?
That was sick.
I was like, I wouldn't mind doing some of that. So I don't know. Every once in a while, I'd like to get like a cool traditional
He
piece
just
and then
doesn't
end it.
want to do purple and green waves on your fucking
But
elbow.
so this is the thing.
Noted.
This is
Noted.
the thing. Like looking at the cohesive flash of your pieces back side by side, it's a balance. And in order to achieve that balance, it has to be a match on a technical level and it has to match on design levels, color saturation, and all of that type of stuff. I think you're where you're supposed to be. I just would love to see it larger. I would love to see it larger. I would love to see a Kevin Childs fucking back piece.
Totally.
Are you
Me too.
fucking
They're
kidding
out
me?
there.
No.
A real
No.
one that you sat down and approach it.
I see
Modern day
I see what you're saying.
Kevin Childs just fucking going
Yeah.
off. Like the shit you like.
Man.
Fucking not listening to
You know,
anybody.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd like to see that too. I'd like to see that too. I don't know, man. I'm pulled in a lot of different directions right now, man. I'm pulled in a lot of
Do you
different.
think too far ahead, or do you just very present? Because I feel like
I
I'm
am-
very present.
I'm
always.
extremely very present right
Yeah.
now. I think a lot of it too is just life. I think I got a lot of life situations
Yeah,
I'm very present
for
in,
sure.
and different hobbies that I'm into now too. So I haven't really thought that much ahead, you know.
It changes.
I mean, I got a little girl that's
getting.
getting older, and I got a family now too. It's
sure.
getting older, so it's like
There's different wants out of tattooing that you get. Because there's plenty of years that I was like, man, like
30 is different.
People-
than
Well,
40.
you know what
Well,
happens
and
too.
people ask, do
40
you
is
want to own
different
a
than
shop?
50.
And for years, I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to tarnish something I truly fucking love.
Yeah.
I like being able to travel, do my thing. Tattoo, I didn't want to lose the love of it. I didn't want to have the boss role because I operate a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you show up late, it's hard because tattooing's different. It's supposed to be free for all, but I'm a blue collar fucking dude.
Oh, yeah.
If you show up on time, you're fucking late. And so that would be hard as a boss to deal with, right?
Yeah.
But I think
Especially in
that
that industry.
That would be just like a parent, right? I'd
Yeah.
be learning in that aspect. But I think now I am to the point where it's like back to legacy. I want to leave something to this world. I don't want to just be some dude that. Fucking
Yeah, I
does-
think about that, too.
I want to have a shop that is running how I think,
And it's
with a certain respect. It's treated
respect.
with
Yeah,
respect.
yeah.
And
Reputable.
The clients are treated with respect, and the tattoos are going to be top tier. And I think there's a lot of good intentioned shops that veer off, get sidetracked with life. But I think I want to have something tangible to hold on to. So I think eventually, I want to do my own shop and
I think too. I think
something that I
something like that. I feel like now too would definitely bring out some creativity in yourself, right? Because it's
100%.
passion of your own thing. You know what I mean? It's that passion that I got to make sure that this works.
And it's
you
like
know?
I have the dedication and discipline with everything else. Like imagine if I was owning a shop.
Dude, that's why we get along so fucking well.
Oh, yeah.
This motherfucker, he's so I'm the opposite. I'm like fly by the seat of my parents, and this fool's like, "Why didn't you draw it yet?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Well,
what are you
I'll
gonna
fucking draw when I
yeah,
get you?"
yeah. No, it works well. You know, it definitely works well.
Contrast for sure.
Total contrast.
They work in different ways. Kev would work at the shop for a minute. He'd be like, "Fuck this," and then he ended up taking his stuff home. Derek would come in early. He shows up
always early.
10,
9:30, 10. Yeah.
But
Well, let's ask you. Where do you see yourself going?
oh wow, so I see myself developing a style.
What do you like to do? I think I know what you like to do, but what do you like to do?
What do you think?
I think you want to go more black and gray. You want to go realism, don't you?
I really enjoy tones of black and gray.
Realism.
I've been fighting going that route for a long time. That is where I draw best. Is real.
Well, because I noticed you'll draw something of a traditional nature, but when you fill it in, it's a little bit more saturated.
That's
a
my
little more,
base.
yeah, tone, yeah.
That's my base. I have a hard time giving it traditional all the time. And I'm trying to make it look good, so I resort into the things that I'm good at.
The tricks, yeah.
Yeah. So I go to my realism side. I need to push it that way, but I don't want to be another fucking peg on the wall, man. I want to have
photocopier.
Yeah, I want to have a different style. We live in, Upland, is a mecca of black and gray right now. Chicano black and gray,
Yeah,
Pomona,
Southern California, yeah.
that shit's hitting hard. You
that's
can get
everywhere.
some fucking cold ass black and gray out here, but it kind of all looks the same.
Totally.
It all looks the same, and no disrespect to those guys out
Yeah.
there. It's still
Amazing tattoos.
hella great
Yeah,
work to put that stuff in there. It's great
sure.
work to put it in there. So I can just see myself refining myself, having better business strategies going into the future, unveiling products as far as power supplies and furniture and equipment.
So you want to get into
products.
making shit too, huh? You want to?
Yeah, I would like to
machines
provide
and
something for tattooing since it's provided something for me. You know what I mean? I have a few things that I've been kicking around that I might just pull the trigger on. You know, we're doing B to Z podcasts. This is one of the developments, and you know, it goes well. I want to do, and it's not necessarily to make a shit ton of money because I came from money. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I came from money, and I have the ability to see the other side, and it really is not that different.
Well, I was always told in the beginning that like this is the kind of industry where if you're looking to get rich.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get rich.
Yeah, and the
I'm
money,
trying to
well,
create memories.
it's one of those things where it's like it's good money, but if you're looking for it, you're not gonna find it. It's when you start doing what you need to do is when it comes, right?
been
And
there.
you start getting
In a sense, kind of to say like you leaving your legacy in paintings. This is a painting for me.
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that for sure.
This is a painting that will be here in the internet and the cosmos well after it's got its code and all of that genetic type. You know, it's got its own little thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, how cool would it be for your kids to be a year long gone and be able to hear their daddy's voice?
Well, you know, I was on live right now.
That's super cool. Yeah.
That's
Looking in.
Well, that's like paintings, right? Because long after, like when you tattoo somebody, your work's gonna die with the people you tattoo on it. But the paintings that you do, shit, they press that shit and keep it forever. Yeah. Hey, show the show the grandkids that didn't meet you that don't give a shit. Like, hey, great grandpa, painted this.
Yeah.
Like,
realistically, I don't know if I'll be tattooing for forever anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
That's in your mind, huh?
Yeah. Just based off of my finances at the modern, the current time right now. I don't know if it's a forever thing for me, just because I might be forced to do something different. I knew once I had my last kid that it would push the limitations of tattooing. And that's why having my daughter was such a big deal and stuff like that. And it's definitely been a lot for me. Like all efforts will always go to this craft and stuff like that. But I can't let my ego get in the way of progression for things that are bigger than I.
I think I think that we all need to understand right now. I think we're all just going through something presently as far as tattooing, but tattooing's never going to go away. I think we're just in a. This is a weird fucking time in tattooing. This is the slowest I've been in 17 years.
The bills are coming faster than the money.
But I think that's just a now problem. I don't think that's forever. And like I said, tattooing's been around for. It ain't going nowhere, dude.
It's trippy too. I pick my kids up from school and people are like, I don't see how you would do it. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't say that to me. Because sometimes, I don't even see how I do it. I do it because I fucking work hard. How many jobs
could you go to in a day and leave with $1,000?
Man, I enjoy.
Don't tell them that.
I've thought about looking at a different career choice. I've thought about it, right? I look at this. I'm like, okay, work these hours, this, that, the third. No way in hell I'm leaving work early. No way in hell I'm taking work off to do this with my kids or with my wife or this or that, right? All that's bad.
And all your OT's getting taxed out the ass.
And then it's automatically fucking robbed by Uncle Sam.
Yeah, you're getting
sent
taxed
to Ukraine, wherever else. Fuck these people. And at the end of the day, it's like I could have made that amount of money in.
I just don't know if I
can
base my future relying on tattooers. That's why I came to that conclusion. Because I've tried hiring people, and I've tried to do it in an honorable way where I'm not these fucking old school owners and poaching everybody's pockets. Like, I was like, here, just fucking work and shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, that's definitely the stress of owning a business, especially with,
because it is a business.
It's a business. And then you're also dealing with guys like us that, luckily I've had real jobs, dude, and I fucking know how to fucking work. And,
you guys are wild.
But there's a lot of we're wild with restraint, though. With restraint, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not in my 20s anymore, so I'm a little bit more laid back than I used to be. Temper's a little less than it used to be, but I think that a lot of these kids that do it in the same mind state of like guys like us have been doing it for 17 years. Like, well, I want to have freedom. I want to do this. And they've never worked a real job. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I can see the frustration in that and I get that. But, fuck, dude, tattooing is as much as I say that some of the magic's a little, it's still got some cool elements to it.
And that's the thing. Like, that's why I fight to tattoo, I'm not giving myself an advantage by tattooing right now. 100%. Like because I choose to tattoo, I put myself at a disadvantage financially. I could go get a fucking job and fucking drive a tractor around and do all of that shit and, come home. But I truly enjoy being around you guys.
Yeah.
Drawing, fucking interacting with the clients and hearing the stories. fucking learning new things, seeing point of views, seeing people say stupid shit. Like, we still live we work in an environment where a motherfucker will say some funny, fucked up
Locker room
shit.
talk every single fucking day.
Room talk.
Sure.
And honestly,
Kneecaps,
that's
the
where
hernies,
I've thought about during times of this, that, the third. I've thought about, because I can book appointments. I'll do a studio, right?
Tattooing is freedom.
For one, I'm like, then I gotta
is.
tell people I'm gay. And then for two, I'm like, man, I just can't. I can't do it. I like the barbershop vibe. Bro, I'll run a shaved head, and every so often I'm like, fuck, I want to grow some hair. Just like I'll get a haircut and bullshit with the guys. Yeah. That's what tattooing I love, is my client talking to his client, vice versa. Even though I can't hear it, we're still having these conversations.
We have
I like
cool
it.
camaraderie, like, and everybody makes sure everybody's cool. Kev is one of the busier guys in the shop. If Kevin is busy, he's kicking down. He's like, hey, man, you take this. And
For sure.
like, that's unheard of in a lot of shops. A lot of people are like, don't you fucking touch anything of mine.
No.
You know what I mean? Don't
Which I couldn't
fucking
even operate
look
with
this
people.
direction.
I've always worked with people that are the same way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just
all
figure
need
we
to
all
eat.
got to eat, bro. We're family in that motherfucker. I see these guys more than I see my own family, actually. So for me, it's like, how am I gonna sit there and break bread and this homie's fucking over here like, fuck, I am at a tattoo.
I always say the best days.
Fuck
when all
that.
of
That's
us are
miserable,
tattooed.
dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
miserable,
for sure.
dude. And when I got into tattooing, dude, I always thought tattooing was a way to collect from people. You know what I mean? Like, when I go down to my uncle's shop and get tattooed, I had a majority of a guy tattoo me. But if he wasn't there, well, hey, dude, what can you do something on me? And I thought it was cool because it's just collecting, dude. It's this guy's image on me and this guy's artwork. That's fucking tight. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think that's cool. So I like, and you know, I like to fucking like, I want to see what this dude's gonna do to my client. I want to see what this dude's gonna do to my client. You know what I mean? Don't go get fucked up somewhere. Yeah. And come back show it to you, because then I really be like,
Then have to have me fix
then I'll
it.
be like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fix it, and we'll do something new. But no, I think everyone in there should stay happy. You know, everyone should be in there fucking
Well, it
tattooing.
just creates a overall good vibe with everybody. If everyone's making money, that's a good fucking day. Right?
That's a good day.
I'm not stoked if I'm the only one that made money or you. You know what I mean? Like when we all tattoo all day, that's
feels
the best
really
day.
good.
It does feel good,
tired,
right?
it feels
When
really
everyone's
good.
tattooing, you're looking around, you're like, damn, this is what's up. Oiled machine,
And there's
right
plenty
there.
of shops where one dude's tattooing.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
All over Southern California right now. One dude's tattooing. Everyone's hanging around bullshit.
Yeah.
Consistent
One
is
dude's
really consistent in
But our shop,
tattooing. They
I
come
will say,
through,
knock
like,
on wood, most of us are tattooing
if you got it,
most of the time.
you got
thankfully.
it. There's some people that this slow period, it's not really affecting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They're still pretty
It
consistent. You guys
is.
are pretty
It
consistent.
is to what they're used to. But you're right, totally.
You know,
Yeah.
Jim, he's consistent. The
Yeah.
McCaskills, Darla's, you know, I know some other people that are not, that are heavy hitters as well, but it seems to be the individuals that are really interested in their craft and are down for tattooing are busy.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll see what
You
happens.
think clients pick up on that?
I do,
That you're all
because
in,
there is a
that
level
you're-
of fluff to tattooing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it starts with a lion with blue eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it starts with fucking Caesar. You know, that's the fluff side of tattooing. I do fine line, but some of it is the fluff of tattooing. That's to prepare them for the larger things. A lot of the time, they're covering that shit up later to receive a dragon from somebody,
Totally.
because they've learned so much more after being in the shop and da-da-da. So tattooing is a developing thing. You know, it's got its own.
But not being
little,
above those little tattoos is what
never above a
generates
tattoo.
you,
100%.
right? So like,
Dude, 100%.
Never
this makes me
above a
think of a
tattoo.
point recently. I did I can't recall what the tattoo actually was. Right, tiny little tattoo. Mom and I think it was mom and daughter type thing. She just randomly walked in. She ended up booking an appointment for a half sleeve. Right. Another guy. We did like what was the car show event? Right. Did a little flash special. Guy came in. Did a little panther head. I remember this one. Little panther head on his leg. I just now am sleeving his entire leg with a framed out sleeve that if I would have been too cool or booked up, I would have never,
Well, you would have built that relationship.
that would have been gone, you know? So
That's a good way to use Friday the 13th.
that has always
sure.
been a day to me that should have been
To
more
go
of a
to the
customer
artist that you're
appreciation,
trying to-
right?
That you're looking
For sure,
at
for
without
sure.
paying a ton of money. Say you wanted
Totally.
to receive a sleeve and
Or-
you wanted to go receive something
A lot of
and
people
see
think,
that work. Friday
Yeah.
the 13th will be good. Hey,
yeah.
cheat code.
Well, a lot of
You know
people
what I mean?
think
There
that
you go.
you charge X amount because other asshole charges X amount, right? They don't have any idea. They come in on there and they see, okay, it's going to be in this range. I could spend $300 and now I'm going to get a tattoo by this guy. But they have no idea that I don't charge that much. You could have got a cool tattoo on the regular, and then we talk, and then they end up being a client getting tattooed all the time. So, it attracts different types of people, and I think that's because we're doing real tattoos for real prices on these Friday 13th. We're not doing $20 tattoos. We're doing a decent amount, $100 to $300 tattoos. Yeah. That there's a little bit of skin in the game for the client, and they're getting some from us as well. So I think it's a better way to build possible clientele.
Well, like you said, most people just don't even know.
They don't know.
They won't even know.
They think you're going to be $400 an hour
for last Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
And stop coming in.
It's not that hard.
Stop coming in at 7 o'clock when we close at 8. Come in earlier than that, man.
For large.
Stop. That's a bad. You're getting tattooers in a bad state. If you come to the shop and the shop closes at 9, 10, or whatever, and you come 15 minutes before talking about you want this,
they're checked out mentally.
They're checked out.
They're thinking about getting the kids to bed. They're thinking about dinner for the fam, maybe. They're thinking all these other things. It's like
job number 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like tapped into the other aspects.
For sure.
Because we try and shut this stuff off.
Yeah.
We try and shut it off because it is very consistent.
Well, that's honestly when you brought up the whole doing the podcast, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. I didn't say anything.
I'm surprised that we got you on a Sunday. Thank you.
Yeah, you know because
I didn't think
I'm
he
very
was going
much
to show
checked out when I'm outside of tattooing. I'm trying to be with the fam. I'm trying to, I'm just trying to be a good dad and be a good dude and be a good husband and a good friend. Yeah. All these things and be in the moment.
Because I've even told him too before. I think I said, hey man, let's go. Because we know some similar people in the industry and then some we don't. And I've checked them out. Like, oh, I guess fuck cool. We go check. Oh, he's right around the corner. Go check him out. I tell him, let's go over there. Like, oh fuck, go over there. Like I'm done. I clocked off. I'm going home. I'm going to sing with my family. Like, fuck, you're right. Okay, well, all right, cool. And it's just.
But then you're the same way in a lot of elements as well.
Even the contrast between all the individuals in the shop, we all have the same commonality of treating people good.
100%. I will say
that's a big part.
Being
of
good
the plus
fathers.
Of our shop.
I think our shop. Yeah, I think I will say I've worked in a few places and that shop.
A delinquent. Every shop except for ours.
Yeah, we don't have one.
We don't have one.
Like
not
we all
one that's creeping on girls. Not one that's
we all mesh extremely well.
Issue,
yeah,
not one that just
yeah.
But I think just being fathers.
That's
being
part of
fathers.
it.
That's where I feel like
length of time.
We're like this,
kind of. But even Steve and Ernie aren't. And with them, I just think we all are very. But they're down to earth, bro. Cool. You don't need. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're down to earth. Because I've worked in shops with guys. Cool. Yeah. I worked in shops with guys that are like, they're tattooed. It's over eccentric. Yeah. Like we get it, homie. Yeah, we get it. You're a fucking tattooer. I get it. Yeah. Like these guys are just down to earth. You know what I mean? Like
I have a painting in my house I see every day. This dude did years ago, and it's such a good constant reminder. And it's just a little flash painting. It's literally just banners. And I think there's a tattoo machine on it, and it just says, "Get off your high horse. You're just a tattooer." Yeah, I see that every day, and it's just like I think subconsciously, it's just like I'm nobody special. As long as I'm special to my wife and my kids, I hit the lottery. As long as my friends respect what I think and say, and that's what matters. The rest of it, it's for the birds, and that's why back to what I was saying, I was kind of iffy about doing because I love tattooing. There's shitty parts of it. There's good parts of it, but it deserves a certain level of respect that most of these tattoo podcasts are not fucking giving.
100%.
They're trying to be, I'm an artsy fartsy savant. It's like, dude, we're just tattooers.
Yeah.
You provide a service. You tattoo people. It's a trade. Yeah. I could teach anyone who doesn't know how to draw to do a clean, well applied tattoo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to be better if you're artistic and you have a little bit of design ideas and things? Of course. But I've seen 1,000,001 tattooers who can't draw starting out. By the end of their career, they're drawing shit on the skin, blowing your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because of repetition. Yeah. It's a trade. You can teach somebody to weld. You can teach somebody how to tattoo. So when they're like, I
don't even know if this is the same, but I was going to say that. I don't even know if it applies, but people ask me, like, what do you do? I'm a tattooer. I'm always like, I'm a tattooer.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever once said I'm a tattoo artist. I'm a tattooer.
You're trying to church up something that doesn't need churching up.
I mean, look at me, dude. I'm not trying to church shit up.
Right, exactly.
I'm a tattooer, bro.
Well, half the people, it all depends on how you approach me. Yeah. You come up to me, sick tats, bro. Blah, 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 blah. I don't tattoo. I just get tats, right?
Yeah. That's not the client I want. Yeah.
But if you're like, bro, you got a really nice tattoo. Oh yeah, I tattoo. Here's a card, man. Because I know that you're going to come with a certain level of respect that you're kind of serious. Yeah. But when you're the other way, it's like, I'm not going to waste my breath because then you're going to tell me 35 ideas you have that you're never going to get. Yeah. And they're not in my style. I promise you.
I just, thank you for taking the time out.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, I know you guys are very busy to do this.
No, man, thank you. I'm kind of stuck. I Never knows before.
They're fun, no? You guys have
It's
a good
cool,
time?
yeah.
That's what I
I'm almost like, dude, let's crack another one. Let's keep just bullshitting. But
Well, that's what I was saying. When you were possibly asking, subjects or this or that. What's this? What's that? I'm like, honestly, I don't want any of it. I just whatever comes out comes out. Like this podcast could be about this, and then next time you do it, it could be. That's the best podcast. I mean, I'm an avid actual podcast listener. A handful that I regularly listen to. Those are the best ones. The ones that are natural. They're not forced. They don't have a fucking script. Hey, what about this? What about that? Like things that just seem to come naturally are the best podcasts. You know what I mean? Like they hold the most weight. You get the best stories. You get the realness. Like you were talking about, people have come to tears with certain things. That only happens through natural conversations with men.
Well, you got to say yes too, and I appreciate
Yeah,
you guys
of course.
saying yes
And
I appreciate
opening your
you
home.
for-
100%. Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
100%,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
The missus, with all the
Yeah, she hooked it up.
Charcuterie.
coolery, you know what I'm saying?
She hooked it up. She's a good woman, dude. She
Made
hooked
a
it
layer
up.
dip and
She's
all.
a good woman, man. She was all pumped when she heard you guys would come over. So I gotta feed them.
Yeah.
I want to wish you guys much prosperity within the history of tattooing and in your futures and endeavors. I want to wish you guys happy health and wealth to your families. I know
Likewise.
you guys are fucking very active fathers, and it's a joy to watch. I appreciate working with you guys, and I'll see you guys fucking Tuesday?
Yeah.
You won't see me.
Yeah.
I'll be editing
Blaine's
this.
surgery's
bitch.
on Tuesday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll be there.
Okay, when you back?
I'll be there Wednesday. Basically Tuesday is surgery day, so whole day at the hospital with the baby. Wednesday, I have appointments the rest of the week.
Go ahead, bring him in. What's he getting real quick?
He has it's not a condition. He has what's called craniosynosis. Basically, skulls have soft spots.
Yep.
The rear one fused together. I mean, I think it was fused together when he was born. So it doesn't have the back of his head doesn't have the ability to continue to expand to let the brain grow. It's perfectly no eye obstruction. Nothing bad is happening yet. Nor would they don't know necessarily that anything bad would happen. But if you don't do something and then it does, you're harming your baby. So you don't really have a choice. It's not ideal. They basically have to cut him open from ear to ear, across his head, and basically add a
Soft spot.
soft spot essentially.
That big old handsome guy you showed me.
Yeah, so
okay.
he's gonna have a big scar on his head. It's been, like I said, something we've known about for a long time, but it's here. I just took him on Wednesday of last week. Had to do the pre-op, get his blood work done. That's the worst, man. Having to hold your baby down so they can stick a needle in and him scream. It's like, dude, I wish you could just cut my head open, right? Like,
we all
as
do,
dads,
yeah.
We all feel that same way.
Yeah, 100%. I
would
think
do
you
it
and I
a million
talked
times.
about
I would
it
do
too.
with
Yeah.
no drugs, cut my head open, leave my boy alone. We don't have that option. For whatever reason, it's fairly common with boys. Loma Linda is supposed to be like the best hospital in the country for that type of stuff. He's in good hands. Been praying about it nonstop. But it's definitely going to be heavy. And as a father, it's even heavier. Yeah. Because I have a mother-in-law, father-in-law, a wife, 2 girls looking at me.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't fucking cry.
Yep.
Right? I may be able to shed a tear, but I got to be strong.
You got to
for the
hold
babies,
strong.
all of them.
Yeah.
So that they're able to do whatever they need to do, but they need to be able to see me being strong for the family and handling business and doing what's necessary. So for me, that's an added challenge. Because in my hearts of hearts, I want to fucking break down and cry for this dude. Because I don't want him anywhere near. I don't want him to get a shot ever again in his fucking life, right? But now I'm having to give him to this doctor to cut his head off. It's fucking gnarly, right? But yeah, so Tuesday he's got to have this surgery. He'll be in the hospital 3 or 4 days. Luckily, my wife's able to, be with him full time. She's getting paid time off. She saved it for this.
Shout out to the moms out there holding it down.
Wifey's the best, thing that's ever happened to me for sure. And I tell the kids all the time, I say, you guys hit the lotto with the mom and the grandma. Because my mother-in-law is a freaking angel too. She stepped up when my mom died. She's basically my mom, So, they're holding it down. So she's going to be there. As appointments I have, I'm going to go handle business because we got to make money.
That's right.
Doing the tattoos, and then I'll go, up to the hospital, chill with the baby, with the wifey, bring food, whatever, just spend time. And then they only allow one parent to stay, so either me or her will stay the night with the baby, and then continue to operate. Grandma's gonna stay at the house, take care of the girls. So yeah, we'll be good. Honestly, I'm ready to get it done because it's been a cloud kind of hanging over. You got to have to do it. I'm very much like, fucking handle it. Let's get it done. Let's knock this shit out, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's just how I am in life. Give me the bad news first,
Yep.
So I'm ready to get that past us. He'll be he'll be doing better in no time. We'll be celebrating Halloween, and he'll have a scar on his head, and he'll probably have to throw some fists.
Yeah,
as a kid,
as his chip on his shoulder.
because they'll fuck with them.
That's
and
right.
That's fine.
No, not
That's a
necessarily.
good- no,
Man,
that's-
kids
that-
bounce back so quick, though, dude.
No,
He's gonna bounce back so fast.
You know
and he's
how
gonna,
it is. Kids are gonna make fun of you for anything and everything possible. So he'll have to scrap.
As a dad, you look at all aspects of it.
For
right?
sure.
You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
So-
we try to leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, so we're gonna handle that, and he'll be a good dude, and everything's normal. Yeah, I mean, like I said, everything's fine. It's more or less cosmetic. It is preventative for possible issues with the brain growth. So there's no debate about, hey, we gotta fucking do it. You know, it is what it is.
Well, we're gonna wish you the best and definitely pray
I
for you
appreciate
on
that.
that one.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You know, the shop feels it, and we all watching. If there's anything you need, man,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You already
And
know.
that's I'm
He
not the
knows
most
that.
talkative always, but that's reciprocated across the board.
Yeah.
I got everybody.
You wanna?
I'm good. Thank you guys again. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing
course.
that.
Yeah, just once again, guys, thank you from B to Z. This is Brandon, and I want to thank Kevin Childs and Derek Billingsley for coming in. Tomas, thank you again.
Thank
for
you,
running
dude.
the
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Thank you, guys.
I love this stuff, guys. It's today. I'm always inspired by what it is that I hear through these things. It stimulates my brain in a different way. I think about these things a lot. So hopefully you guys are enjoying listening, and thank you for tuning in to B to Z podcast.